Hello students, so let's start our chapter explanation of MCB Unit 2 Section 2, The Blossom Tree. Long ago, in the city of Benares, there once lived a great king and his name was King Brahmadatta. He was loved by all the people in Benares, for instead of taxing people or making war, King Brahmadatta loved to garden. Yes, why he is a favorite among all the people of Banaras? Because he loved to grow gardens, to plant the trees. He did not like to tax people, to implement new taxes, or to fight wars, to make his kingdom big. And of all the plants and trees in the city, his favorite was the blossom tree. It was said that even when Benares was but a small village and by the river, the blossom tree was already an ancient plant. Yes, so what is the age? It is much more elder than Benares city even, because it was there when Benares was a small village. Some people believe that the blossom tree roots went so deep that they went to the realm of the demons. Others believe that the blossom tree great boughs touch heaven itself. So the roots are touching to the realms of the demons, or we can say the hell. And the great boughs, great branches touch the heaven. So you can imagine how big, how magnificent the blossom tree is. King Brahmadatta loved the blossom tree because to him it was a poem of life. He spent a lot of time in its shade, but for all the time, King Brahmadatta spent beneath the boughs of the blossom tree. He never once noticed the little kusha grass that grew around the tree or the little chameleons that played around. So, who are near and dear to the blossom tree? The kusha grass and the chameleons, which were never coming under the observation of King Brahmadatta. He was always spending time with the blossom tree, beneath the boughs of the blossom tree, but he is not observing the kusha grass and the chameleons, who are the very near and dear friend of blossom tree. But the spirit of Blossom Tree knew all about the kusha grass and its spirits and the chameleon, and they had been friends for longer that time. One day, the king was seated in his great throne room with his wife, the queen, sipping tea, when something fell into his tea. Something had fallen into my tea, he said. It was white. It floated, then another bit fell. He looked up. The plaster was beginning to fall from the ceiling. Plaster, he said. Suddenly, there was a great rumble in the palace. Rumble. The word rumble means great sound. The palace is going to collapse. He cried. Who is he here? He is King Brahmadatta, who was crying, who was shouting that the palace is going to destroy. For making it way across the ceiling was an immense crack. Immense means deep crack was there in the ceiling. Ceiling means roof. The great chunks of plaster, chunks means the pieces, were falling all across the great throne room. And in the great wooden pillar which held up the entire palace, there was a deep crack. Carpenters, builders, he cried, quickly go out into the park, into the gardens, find a tree to replace the pillar. Hurry, we must repair the palace. So the carpenters and the builders searched from park to park, tree to tree, measuring, trying to find a tree great enough to replace the pillar. But it was not longer before one of the head carpenter returned to the king and fell on his knees before him. Your Majesty, it pains me to report that there is only one great tree enough to replace the pillar. Well, is it? What is it? What is it? Asked the king. It is the blossom tree. The king looked at the builder. The jewel of Banaras? The most beautiful tree in all of India? No, no, there must be another. King Brahmadatta was shocked after listening this news from the carpenters and builders that only Blossom Tree can replace the pillar of the palace to save it from collapsing. There is no other king. Poor King Brahmadatta. He did not know what to do. He could either save the blossom tree or let his palace collapse. But he could not do the latter. Yes, that means the last part he can't do. That means he can't allow his palace to destroy. Why? Because his servants and his family lived there. The people needed to see the king in the palace. It was too big decision for the king, so he went that night out into the park to the blossom tree itself. Its mighty branches rose above him, and he could feel its immense spirit surging from the earth, up its trunk, out its boughs, out its leaves, down into the earth, into its roots again. And he prayed to the spirit of the mighty tree for an answer. But the spirit of the blossom tree said nothing. And so King Brahmadatta decided to chop it down. In the night, when he wanted the help from the blossom tree replied nothing. It said nothing. So finally, King Brahmadatta decided to cut down the blossom tree to save his palace. As soon as the idea entered his mind, the breezes blowing past his ears heard it, and they whispered it to the birds. And the birds flew away in horror, whispered it to the leaves, and the leaves whispered it to the sun. And the sun whispered it to the entire universe. Soon, all creation knew that in the morning, the blossom tree was to die. Suddenly, when no answer came from the blossom tree, the thought came inside to cut down the tree, and everywhere in the whole universe, this idea went through. And deep in the park that night, the spirit of the mighty trees, magnificent trees, joined her. And they said, what will you do? You must leave your body tomorrow morning. What will you do? They are going to chop you down. So, all the other trees in the garden, all the spirits came near to the blossom tree and they were demanding, asking what he will do now, what will be his decision now. And the blossom tree spirit said, I have lived in my body for thousands of years. I do not know how to live in another body. What will I do? Well, said one of the other, you should try this. No, no, blossom tree, you must do this to save yourself. No, 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 said another, do this. But though the proud spirit of the other tree had something to say, in her heart, the blossom tree spirit knew that they could not help her. And so, all alone in the darkness of the night, the blossom tree spirit wept. No one, no one gave any suggestion, any idea to save the blossom tree. And that makes the blossom tree to cry, to wept in the darkness. The night passed all alone. She waited when in the darkness, an hour before dawn. Early morning is known as dawn. When sunlight is not there, but daylight is there, that time is known as dawn. In the lawn, she heard a tiny voice. Blossom tree, blossom tree, what is it? She said. Blossom tree, it is me, the spirit of the kusha grass. Oh, little kusha grass, can you help me? Blossom tree, I have an idea. What is your idea, little Kushagrass? And the great spirit of the blossom tree leaned over. Yes, blossom tree bent down because blossom tree is a magnificent tree and Kushagrass is a small grass. And listen to the tiny voice of the Kushagrass. The next morning, two X-Men brothers made their way through the city. The blades of the X-Men swung past their ankles as they entered the park, and they walked up to the great trunk of the blossom tree. And one of the brothers knelt down and felt the tree for a place to chop. He said, "Brother, brother, something is wrong here. Feel the trunk here, it is rotten." "No, brother, that is impossible. It was fine yesterday." "No, no, no, feel here. Do you feel it? It is soft. The blossom tree had gone soft here." "It was fine yesterday." "I know it was fine yesterday, but look, it is rotten here and over here too. I can feel it. It is soft, and way up here it is, and down here, and all around here." "Brother, brother, the blossom tree has gone rotten in one night." "It is a miracle. It is a miracle." Miracle means magic. It means that it will not work for the pillar. So, what did the X-Men find? That the blossom tree trunk is rotten and it can't be used as the pillar to save the palace. So, there is no use to cut now the blossom tree. So, they decided to inform this news to King Brahmadatta. And so, swiftly through the city, the two X-Men ran and they found King Brahmadatta with his face in his hand. And they said, "King, the blossom tree has gone rotten in one night. We cannot chop it down." This caused the king to think, and swiftly his mind raced, trying to think of something to do. When suddenly an idea flew into his mind, and he said, "Call the carpenters and the builders and send them out into the city or bring back three trees, three great trees, and we must bind them together with bands of brass and make one strong pillar. Now hurry." So, what the idea? To cut three trees and tie them together and make them one pillar and use them as a pillar to save the palace. And so out into the parks the builders and the carpenters ran. They felled three mighty trees and they bound them together with the band of brass. And they replaced the pillar of the palace. And back in the park, the spirit of other trees stared at the blossom tree spirit and asked, "How did you go rotten in one night? Is it possible to go rotten in one night? And even if you do go rotten, you must leave your body anyway." And the spirit of the blossom tree looked at all the others, so proud, so magnificent, and she said, "Last night, all of you told me what to do, but you could not help me at all. The little spirit of the kusha grass spoke to me. The spirit of the kusha grass called the little chameleons, thousands of them, to climb up upon my back. Their little bodies were soft. So when the X-Men touched me, they thought I was rotten. And I am not rotten. I am as strong as ever." So now we can find what was the idea. The idea was that the thousands of chameleons will stick to the trunk of the blossom tree. So when the X-Men touch, they thought that they are touching blossom tree, but actually they were touching the chameleons, the soft body of chameleons, which gave them the idea that the blossom tree is getting soft and it started rotten, which helped the blossom tree to save his life. The small, tiny kusha grass had given the magnificent idea, the brilliant idea to save the big, magnificent blossom tree. The trees, the spirit of the trees were amazed, and the blossom tree spirit spoke one last time. Henceforward, then, we must remember not to choose our friends and judge them by their magnificence or their will or their fame. But instead, we must choose our friends for their faithfulness and the depth of their love. So, what the moral of the story, what we learn from this story is that selection of friend is very important. We should not select, we should not choose our friends because of their name and fame. We should choose those as our friend who are caring for us, who really help us when we are in the time of need, when we really in problem. At that time they help us, they solve our problems, they show their depth of love. So that was the brilliant idea given by the kusha grass.